Okay. So there were many advertisements which has the positive as well as the negative impact. Positively, they have been supported by some advertising, and some advertisements were negative as well. Some they were very good for the women empowerment and the support for the women. Some were not. So here we will be saying what is the positive and the negative impact, or what does the it gives positive or the negative effect. So first, positive economic effect. First, we will see the advertisements positive effect, but what will be in affecting to the economy of India. Basically, this is purely for the Indian advertisements. Why? Because we have also seen that the advertisements which have been run or which has been placed different parts of the country are totally different from the advertisements which are placed in India. Now, why is it so? Is it so because we follow our culture, we follow our tradition, isn't it? And other countries, their culture, their traditions are totally different. So here the positive economic effects are: first, advertisement may help to reduce the consumer price. First benefit that the customer will get after the advertisements is reduction in consumer price. Now, how it happens? See, as I said, you always, for one particular product, we have n number of competitors. We have thousands of manufacturers who will be promoting their products, who will be giving their products, isn't it? So apart from that, I have said you should go for sales of production. That means, or sales of distribution. Higher the quantity will be, lower will be the price. And this happens in the market, and that is the reason the price of the consumer reduces. Second, large scale of production and distribution. As I said, you large scale of production and distribution. That means you're manufacturing at the higher price. So economy, we purchasing the goods at the larger scale as well as we are distributing at the larger scale. So when we purchase the goods or when we manufacture the goods on large scale, their per unit will reduce. Hence, again, the consumer price will reduce. Third, advertisement will help us to promote the competition, because one product or one manufacturer, if they come out with a new one, if they come out with a better one with the lowest price, definitely the other competitor will also come out with a good and better product, and also with a reduction in prices. That helps us. Okay, advertisements help us to expand our business. We can promote all over the country, we can promote all over the nation. Hence, it help us to grow our economy. People will start spending, people will start purchasing goods, because goods are now available at a very lower price. For example, your mobile phone. When initially the mobile phones were launched, people were not able to buy it because they were thinking it is too high, the cost is too high. Okay, after that, when the Androids launched, again the same issue was there, prices were high. But now, even in the hands of the beggars also, you can see an Android phone, because it has been in a so cheaper rates, isn't it? So that has helped our economy to grow just because of advertisements. Next, we will be seeing what does the advertisements gives positively on our social effect. That means, what are the positive social effects? How positively they play for our society. First is we are getting higher standard of living. And it is true. As I said, even in the hands of the beggar, now you can see an Android phone. That means their standards have also been increased. You and me, we are also using Android phone with the better version, with the better things. That has raised the standard of living. Apple phone. Do we afford the Apple brands? Do we afford the iPhones? Do we afford it? Yes, dear students, can you afford an iPhone? Okay, we may not. Okay, now it may not be the time that we can afford an iPhone, but yes, after some time you can, isn't it? But still we are having the knowledge of it. Still we are thinking that okay, iPhone nahi kharid sakta, but kuch to better, something better that we can purchase, and we purchase. That is what is slightly we are improving our standard of living. Advertisement helps to upgrade our culture and values. There are many advertisements which we have also come across that has been promoted our culture, that has been promoted our tradition. Especially for this, I will take the example of Dairy Milk. Always they dramatize the things to support the family, to being with the family. Next, advertisement can promote cultural harmony. Always the advertisements, for example, now during this pandemic, advertisements has played a very important role to make the people understand how to save themselves from this terrible situation, how to be safe, how can they can protect the family, how can they protect themselves. So these also we have seen through advertisements. Next, advertisements to promote social welfare. That means to save environment, to save girl child, everything. So these advertisements have been also a good and a positive image for the society. Okay, we cannot say that always it gives the negative image. Okay, why this is not been played? So these were some of the positive effects. Now we will be moving ahead toward the negative effect. So some positive and some negative. Now, negative economic effect. How does the advertisements negatively affect or adversely act to the economy? Okay, as everything has the two faces, we know, है ना? सबके दो faces है, positive and negative. So same with the case of advertisement as well. So advertisement may lead to concentration of economic power in hands of large firms. This means, my dear students, advertisements mostly been taken care by the large scale. See, small scale industries or small promoters cannot afford a big size of advertisements or big advertisements. They cannot. Ultimately, what happens? Their advertisements after a certain time it will fail. The campaign will not run. The campaign will not carry on. Why? Because large business firms, for example, Dairy Milk. Dairy Milks, they always take the promotion of the celebrities. They always take the help of the endorsers to endorse the goods. Whereas for small firms, small scale chocolate owners, it is not at all possible to do so. Why? Because the advertisement expenditure will be high. Again, another example to make you understand. Jewelers. We are seeing the advertisement of Kalyan Jewelers in the television, isn't it? So there big celebrities they are been endorsing, but the jewelers next to your house, in your area, in your locality, do they do so? क्या वो लोग भी big endorsers को endorse करते हैं? नहीं. Why? Because they cannot afford it. The cost of expenditure will be high. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है? There is a loss of economy over here. Because what happens now, these small business owners, they sometimes they will not register the tax as well, है ना? आपको बोलेंगे pay on cash. If you're paying in cash, there is no GST. If you're paying by card, if you're paying by check, there will be a GST. Some people says like this also. So here what happens, they don't show the tax, and that is the loss for the economy. Next, Advertisement may increase consumer price. It is not that always the consumer price will decrease. Sometimes the consumer price will increase. For example, your educational institutions. If we are saying that ki majority of the students are passing with a high percentage, then what happens there? The demand increasing. But here the price will not decrease. The price will increase because they are providing the services. Your restaurants, after pandemic, the rates have been high due to the high rate of diesel and petrol. They give you the excuses, isn't it? Your fruits, vegetables, the prices were high. Why? They have given you the excuse that the prices of diesel and petrols are high. So sometimes it will increase the price. Next, advertisements may lead to unproductive use of funds. Now, what is this unproductive use of funds? If the advertisements fails, then the total fund which is been invested for a particular advertisement is a waste. If advertisement campaign fails, so whatever amount being invested for that, it is a waste. So that total fund is waste. That is what is the unproductive use of fund. Next, advertisement may affect economic well-being of the society. Okay. Sometimes economy gets indirectly harmful or indirectly harmed by the advertised products. Now, how? Sometimes we advertise another country's goods, foreign brands, है ना? For example, mobile phones or any technological appliances. Sometimes we see the Japanese product, sometimes we see the China product. So indirectly, by the way of advertisements, we are coming across such products. And that products are comparatively, for example, China products are comparatively lower than the Indian products. And Indian mentality फिर क्या हो जाती है? अरे उसका price low है, product तो same है ना, features भी same है और उसका price low है. So what happens? Crowd will shift to the China products rather than Indian products. Here again, we will have the loss for our economy. This is not some of the negative effects for advertisements. Now, what is the negative social effect? See, socially it gets impact. Economy से ज़्यादा social negative impact मिलता है हमें. Why? Because some of the advertisements they give negativity. Sometimes they give vulgarity, as we have seen so many advertisements. The use of model for unnecessarily promotion. These things are not required. Some advertisements are materialistic. They don't have the values. For example, I have shown you that OLX advertisements. A lady was selling the bed, but she was comparing that bed to her husband. So some advertisements are totally materialistic. That means they don't have the values, they don't have the emotions, they don't have spirituals, nothing. Advertisements may create social or radical discrimination. Sometimes some advertisements create social radications. Because for one particular thing, for example, if you see again Dairy Milk. So there was a controversy that Dairy Milk always shows the Hindu festival ads. A very big controversy was there. People were claiming. So such type of advertisements, they will give the fire to the society, है ना? तो और फिर उसके बाद में क्या होगा? Communal bias start हो जाएगा, which was not true, but still people have pointed, people have raised those points that majority of the ads, whatever is dermal is advertising, it is purely based on the Hinduism, which Dairy Milk has proved it is not true. Next, Advertisement of harmful products. For example, again, we have seen there are some products which are not directly promoted, but yes, indirectly they have been promoted. Indirectly, we are able to know the name of the brands for alcohol or something. है ना? Just for example, Kingfisher soda. So we know that Kingfisher is a brand for the alcohol. $2 soda. So we know all these brands are known for alcoholic products. So these are some of the social negative impact, that how the advertisements will negatively affect to the society. Okay, so some positiveness is there, as well as some negativeness is also there in the advertisements.